My name is Phumzile Khanyile.
It's Mark Turpin.
Ayana V Jackson.
My own background is in learning and development. I was married to Gisele Wulfsohn, who herself was a documentary photographer and was responsible particularly for producing bodies of work on HIV, people living with HIV, and herself was a mentor at the market photo workshop. It was only after she died and I was able to come here and we established the mentorship program that I realized the breadth and the significance of the work that the photo workshop actually does in terms of training people.
I live in Johannesburg and New York. I am a photographer working with performance and kind of looking at the archive and revisiting the archive.
And I'm from Soweto, raised by women, very strong women.
I first encountered Market Photo Workshop when I met Lolo Valeko, who became a fast friend and was a very proud graduate or kind of person that was influenced by the Market Photo Workshop.
And I had this idea at that time that the Market Photo Workshop was a little cubicle somewhere downtown in Johannesburg, and Gisele would occasionally meet a photographer and have a cup of coffee and talk to them about their work.
I heard about the Market Photo Workshop through a cousin of mine who was attending here, and at the time I was struggling to find funds to go to a university. My mom then decided that I should maybe try my hand in photography, and that's how I found myself here. So I started from the foundation course at the Market Photo Workshop, where I learned the basics, and I was very stubborn, but eventually I got them right. And then I went on into my intermediate course, where I started experimenting more with photography, using the basics. And then from there I went to the advanced program in photography, and that's where I actually created the body of work that eventually won me the Gisele Wulfsohn Mentorship.
Yes, the challenge for a lot of young people nowadays in South Africa is to go beyond training programs, of which there are many, in a whole range of different fields, and to actually create for themselves a form of professionalism that works, rather than being isolated. So I think these mentorship programs play a really important complementary role to the other training and development programs that exist at the Market Photo Workshop, by intensively offering individual photographers the chance to get this deeper professional support.
There are ways of professionalizing oneself. There are things, I think, that can be imparted on a student of photography or a student of art to help them along.
Market was a safe space for me to experiment and to know that I had trainers in place, and the staff were people that were very supportive. And winning the mentorship and having Ayana as a mentor kind of was sort of like a safe space to land outside the Market Photo Workshop, because she also is like a trainer in a sense where she allows me to explore, she allows me to be who I want to be. You know, she's very supportive of my ideas. At the same time, she teaches me a lot of things about professionalism. You know, how do you conduct yourself in meetings with galleries? How thinking of photography not just in the artistic sense, but in also business, things like how important are prints, how important is the paper, how important is the framing. So I'm learning a lot through this mentorship, especially having people coming in during crit sessions and viewing my work and having different opinions based on what you started as an idea or as a basic idea, and you start seeing it expanding into something that has a greater conversation in society.
That's the word I want to use. Pleasure to have been tapped to mentor such a brilliant artist and such a beautiful mind and such a questioning mind, such a critical mind. Also to work with her generation.
Yeah.
Like she's so born free. I mean, it's like almost she like encapsulate what it means to be born free, like to be free enough to question not only her community at large, but also the society and her nation, but also her own family.
Important program to support the Market Photo Workshop, shortly moving to new premises, which I hope are really also going to expand and enable the photo workshop again to move to new heights in terms of the offerings that it can put out there. I think this is a really important contribution to photography in South Africa and in the world, because many of these photographers go on to exhibit and display and produce bodies of work in South Africa, but also beyond the borders of the country. So it's important for South Africa, for South African photography in that sense as well.
If one is drawn to be at the Market Photo Workshop or to even journey into photography as a medium, but also as an art, as a creative, as a vehicle, as a form of expression, one is already perhaps courageous, but and willing to take a risk. I mean, it's like to go into art and photography, whether it's from a journalism side or from a fine art side, it's already a bit of a risk, and it's not the same as like, I'm going to go to law school and I'm going to become an attorney, or like, I'm going to become a doctor, and it's like you can say step by step, like this is how I'm going to professionalize, and this is how I'm going to make my money, and this is how I'm going to be successful, and this is going to be my standing in the community. With art, it's a lot more vague and a bit more.
I would encourage a lot of people to come and study at the Market Photo Workshop, because for me, it did way more than just studying photography. It helped me understand my own life and who I want to be, and understanding issues that I had growing up, because it helps you analyze, and it helps you think of things in a way that you're able to understand them yourself. In terms of developing a body of work, it's not just taking photographs. You think about it, and you criticize yourself, and you constantly starting over and building. So I don't know, man. Market Photo Workshop saved my life.